Good evening, and welcome to another segment of the New Black Leadership here in the great studios of Intellectual Radio. My name is Gregory Sane. I am the host, one of the co-founders of the New Black Leadership Coalition. And I'm honored to say the least. You know that I'm very thankful. I am very blessed by the best to have yet another opportunity to reach out to my family, to my friends, and to our tuned in enemies that I know is listening, which lets you know that you must be saying something that makes sense, that you got enemies out there. And so I am very, very happy that we have in studio my main man, Brother Reven Fellows. The Reven is guru, one of the gurus and hardworking brothers when it comes to the struggle and liberation. I won't even talk about a black agenda and the consortium yet.
Yes, sir.
Because that's a banner that you work out of.
Yes, sir.
So Reven is here, and you're going to hear from Brother Reven in a minute. We're going to get started, but I have some commentaries, and I hope you all are tuned in for these commentaries. And these commentaries just came to me while I was driving. You know, my commentaries come to me while I'm driving, playing music. And
you might want to get some water.
Yeah, they might want to get some water and pour on their head. But it's a commentary. The first one is long live the spirit of the Million Man March. And I'm going to tell you why. I was so inspired. I was so touched by the, not just by the words of our beloved brother, Brother Supreme Captain Mustafa Farrakhan, but Brother Mustafa, it was other speakers, you know, I had you listening to. If I was you all, go on noi.org and check out some of the speakers and presentations, but the unity, check out, you know, the spirit that was inside that room, but check out the introduction of our brother, Supreme Captain Mustafa Farrakhan. And the minister only spoke for a few minutes, but Mustafa's spirit ignited something. You know, Minister Mike, he said something, you know, and I was telling Brother Reven, he said, sounded like Michael, you know, and the Godfather. He told the minister, he said, the movement is safe, meaning that there is a group of individuals like the New Black Leadership, like many activists out there. See, somebody else is telling the story, so we don't even know sometimes what's going on because we're not talking to each other about good news. It tends to be all bad news, negative news. So when black people are doing something positive, it don't get any press.
That's right.
And we know why the nation don't get any press. We know that. But look what gets pressed. My commentary. Look what gets Bill Daley. Why do you have to run for mayor, sir? And Tony Pretwinkle. You know why they running? To protect the other agenda. There's another agenda that they protected. And don't be surprised if Barack Obama. See, you think people stupid, brother. Emmanuel were your chief of staff. He comes and be the mayor. Mayor Daley leaves. Bill Daley, your brother, becomes the chief of staff. Now, Rom leave. Now, Bill wants that seat. How stupid do you think we are? And why do you need to be the overseer of black people when you know they didn't like your father or your brother? Why you got to be in charge? Now you playing this Democratic. Don't be surprised the endorsement that he will get. How stupid are we to be disunified? Man, this is a time of war.
Yes, sir.
And if you're not a warrior, then sit your butt down. And I'm tired of reading some of you little cowards posts on Facebook with your disunifying butt. And you're going to let somebody slip right in because you don't know how to listen to the wisdom that come through some of these microphones.
Mm-hmm.
And then you worried about stupidity. I mean, the audacity, and you sleep on these folks. I mean, do you really think the condition of black people gonna change? Do you know they can't even get in a room with the new black leadership? They will, and they are, and we got some very potent questions to ask them. Hell, is it gonna be business as usual? The only reason you wanna make sure you get in, one of you all, to make sure nothing happens to the wealth of those who control the contracts, you got to be in charge of us. Do you really think black people need you? I mean, how arrogant, man. Tony Pretwinkle, you too. Anybody can work with you all, but the audacity. And I heard you were telling me Warner Sanders said that he was asking one of you all.
I've seen him up on the airways saying, is there a black agenda for unity?
A black agenda? Warner, you're a newsman. Hell, you put out one. Hell, you know what black people deserve. But one of the things that I'm saying in this commentary is you are wishing upon a star. If you think somebody is want to be mayor to change the condition of black people. Now, there's a few candidates. If you watching and if you tuned in, then you call 708-223-8953 and tell me what your plans are to help the poor, black people. See, I don't want to hit no other crap because I'm going to ask you a question. And many of you all, you so lost that you let Barack Obama play tricks with you and y'all just give that Negro a pass. Yeah, you give that Negro a pass, that ginger man. 708-223-8953. I'm sick and tired of people playing games with our lives, but more distressful, more frustrating is that the games we play with our own lives, this disunity. And the new black leadership, man, is working, I mean, hard, trying to get people in the room.
Common ground. Right?
To have common ground, to talk about the moves that we need to make. And some of you all refuse to show up because then that tells me what you really about. When you don't come in these rooms and you are called to be respected, to hear your ideas, to hear your plans, to talk about agendas, talk about the best method, the best way to solve some of the problems, but you stay your butt out of the room. I'm telling you, any of you all that want to play games, I see you around all of the candidates running because you bag people. And I'm sick and tired of this other radio station to say that you the voice for black people. You ain't no damn voice for black people. That weak mess that come over the airwaves and everybody great. I'm so sick of you all. And I always tell you, yeah, I love you, but I am totally disappointed. You weak from the 6 in the morning to all the way at 10 at night. Our brother, he does say a few little things, 10 by 10.
Brother Mark Wallace.
Mark Wallace. But Mark, you better bring your butt in the room. Doc, you can't be running for mayor and you ain't coming to no meetings. Who on the meeting? Is it one of the candidates? Doc Walls. Oh, good. I just got let pass the thing out. We got candidate Doc Walls. Pass that right over here. No, the whole thing. The whole demonstration right here. We got brother Doc Walls. No, I got it. I got it. We got brother. Hold on 1 minute, Doc Walls. I want to set this conversation up. See, Yes, sir. I'm glad you called. And I want the rest of them to call because look, hey man, Doc, black people suffering. When we talk about redistributing the wealth, you're going to scare white people away. If you say the wrong thing, they know, I can't vote for that Negro because he going to make sure poor people being fed. That means he going to be taking some food off my table. If he talk about black people going to get not just jobs, but black people going to be in position to create our own job. I mean, we in a bad place right now, and government have not worked for us in America. All these years, we still talking about the same doggone thing. So anyway, we got a brother that I know. He's actually one of the co-founders of the New Black Leadership.
Yes,
he ran for office before. And Doc, I got to tell you, when people hear your name and T.O. Hard name, they say, is Doc for real? Is Doc for real? Do he really want to, win and run for mayor? Or is, he just ain't got nothing else to do? But the man is very brilliant. When you open your mouth, people listen. They've heard you speak. There's not probably one of the candidates can out debate him, not one, because his history with Harold Washington, etc. But they don't take you serious. I don't believe enough, because that's self-hatred, or they just don't believe, even though white people can get in a race and run 1,000 times and it's okay, but a black person can win. It's like, damn, can he keep running till he win? Because there's been plenty of other people have kept running till they win. But anyway, good evening, brother Doc. How you feel?
I'm feeling fantastic. Now, you asked the right questions. And here's the thing. People have to understand, I didn't lose. I didn't lose one of those races because I got in, I gave my all, I gave my money, I gave my time, I made the sacrifices. It's the community that doesn't make the sacrifices. Nobody gives a dime. You look on Facebook, you walk the streets, you hear people talking about, oh, there's too many candidates. What about this? What about that? But nobody reaches in their pocket and gives one thing. Money on the wood makes the betting good. If you're not giving money to a campaign, then you're just jaw-jacked. So the bottom line is, we have to want it, Gregory's saying. We have to want it. Reverend fellows, we have to want it. We don't want it bad enough. You notice Rahm Emanuel raised $100 million.
$100
$100 million in the last campaign. Fioretti raised like $5.7 million. Chewy raised $8 million. Willie Wilson, and I'm not even going to talk about where his money comes from, but he raised money. Me, I raised less than 0.2%. So for every $10 they raised, I only raised 2 cents. 2 cents. And I was without equivocation the most qualified candidate for mayor of the city of Chicago by any and everybody's account, including the media, mainstream media.
Speaking of that, I was looking at an article in the Sun-Times by, is that Lynn Sweet? Is that her name? She had a couple of, she didn't have Willie Wilson pictures. She had Brett Winkle just got in it. There was only two. There was only two. But all other white candidates. But it just to show you, they have no respect for black people. White supremacy is real and white privilege is real. They have no respect for black people. Doc, if you were sitting at a debate with these folks, what would you say to Tony Pretwinkle or Bill Daley and who's the other one out there they pushing?
Dorothy.
Dorothy who, Brown?
Yeah.
She wasn't in the paper either.
She wasn't, right. They only had them two, Lifer.
Yeah, they had those. You couldn't even tell.
The first thing I let them know is none of them did or said anything while Rahm was ravaging our community. They sat back, and silence is consent. They were complicit in every single way. Daley, when he was Commerce Secretary, he did absolutely nothing to solve the food desert issues in the city of Chicago, to provide jobs or commerce or economic development for the city of Chicago. He did nothing. So now he wants to be mayor of the city of Chicago. McCarthy. When McCarthy was superintendent of police, the shootings rose 26%, and the solving of crimes went down 15%. He did nothing to represent what a police superintendent should have been. Tony Preckwinkle, she cut her deal with Rahm, even when Chewy had Rahm against the ropes in a runoff, and Chewy was a plant. But even when Chewy had Rahm against the ropes, he was unassuming. She wouldn't even come out and endorse him. So she just needs to go and continue to do what she's doing. She's way too old, like Daley, too old to want to be mayor of the city of Chicago.
Why do you think she want to be mayor? Why does she want to be mayor?
She wants to be mayor because the University of Chicago wants her to be mayor.
And why?
Their candidate. She is the University of Chicago candidate. They always have to have a Manchurian candidate in the race, and she is their candidate.
Wow. What about whose candidate is Bill Daley? Is that Madigan's?
Bill Daley is the machine's candidate. No, you have Jerry Joyce, who is also in the race. Young Jerry Joyce, Jeremiah Joyce's son. See, this race is so complex. Wow. Right now, you have about 9 white candidates. Colzar ran against the Daley family in the 11th Ward and forced the Daley family name into a runoff. He's in the race. So we're worried about a plebiscite in our community. We should be trying to do voter registration.
Yes.
Civic education. We should be trying to do voter registration, get out the vote. And then we might end up with 2 blacks in the runoff.
What makes Danny Davis, Congressman Danny Davis, feel as though he qualified to call some meeting of consensus or whatever? Some silly meeting when his district looked like Cambodian.
I want to sound like Reverend Fellows right now. There's something rotten in the cot. Here's the bottom line. Danny was with up until just a couple of weeks ago. But now, Willie's been in the race this long, and now he comes up with an alternative candidate to Willie Wilson. What's really going on? Who were the preachers in the room? How many were in the room? Who died and left them in charge?
What preachers? You talking about the preachers that ride around while the people suffering? You talking about the preachers who barely can read? You talking about the preachers who don't even understand theology? And you talking about the preachers who be begging for crumbs from the slave master table? You talking about the preachers who scared of their own shadow? Those preachers are the ones he going into the room with. They are all pitiful if that is the case.
And most of them probably don't have 10 people faithfully in their church.
Well, that's a lot. 10 people. That's a whole lot.
That's a mortgage.
That'd be a lot for them.
But let me share this, Doc, and it's good to hear your voice. And I want to deal with some science because I think the brilliance of Brother Mike, Minister Mike, in terms of bringing our great minds together early in the game, and where we had this brilliant talent to be in a room, even if we fought, we had the science, the energy, and could have a common place. I've been watching you for a long time, man, and putting your head. And so I remember what you told me. I used to always be out there, Doc, Reeve, he running for all these offices all the time. What he's on? So I finally called Doc. I said, man, I just thought about it. You run for every office. I'm out there pumping you up. What's your angle? He said, Reeve, no disrespect to the activists, but y'all don't have a platform. And when I run for office, I get a platform and you can run your shoes down. But if you don't have a platform, so I commend you for that wisdom. But I'm thinking, Doc, where I see you are is the Gus Savage and the Harold Washington brilliancy. And Brother Mike and us, I see you as being the kingmaker this time. And I say that because let me finish. Let me finish. I want to finish because I've been researching since you've been running. I got about 90 black agendas on this table in the office that I'm gonna drop on them tonight and thinking. But I think what you just unfolded, the backroom deal, I got some more stuff that we need to be in the black room with new black leadership, with our leadership institute that met last week with our team, and looking at how this monopoly, because this thing, everybody's sleeping with everybody, because, Rahm didn't step down until after Obama supported Pritzker, who gave money to Preckwinkle, who is Rahm's friend, and everybody from Chicago, Bill Daley, Axelrod, Rahm Emanuel, Obama, his wife, Arnie Duncan, Valerie Jarrett, all of them went to the White House for 8 years and come back home trying to run something. So we need to get into the think and do tank and come out with some thinking and doing.
But here's the bottom line. The other thing that I told you was they don't respect you until they have to respect you. And in that last race for mayor, if you notice, the media paid attention to me. You look at the Sun-Times article written by Neil Steinberg. He talked about all of the other candidates like they were stepchildren, including Rahm. He said, Rahm's a jerk, but he's our jerk. He called Fioretti a bozo, called Willie Wilson a novice, and said that the only reason he runs is because he lacks that gene that keeps you from doing the most embarrassing thing in the world. He said about Chewy, he said Chewy should be somewhere stamping papers wearing a sash. But he said Doc Walls came on the strongest of all. It takes time to get to that point where they will put you head and shoulders above all of the other candidates. And in the final analysis, when they broke it down, it was all about me and Rahm, and they said the others don't have a clue. I am so far ahead of the average candidate. And I'm not saying that. That's what the media said. You look at what Jay Levine said when they did the first debate at the Tribune. Walls was the most aggressive. Because I come with a plan and I come with confidence. I don't know another candidate. And I've debated all of them. All these newcomers. I've debated these folks. I don't know a candidate that could sit at the table with a Bill Daley and make him cower.
Well, Doc,
I don't know a candidate that can knock Toni Preckwinkle to her knees. I don't know another candidate, and that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, how do you get, right, Doc? And that's the challenge. How do you get black people to buy the ice on the street on the other side? How they said the black man selling ice on one side and the white man selling ice, and we go buy his because we think the white man ice is colder. So how do you, and it's gonna melt slower? How you get the money? How can you get the money?
They didn't take Harold seriously at first.
Say that again.
They didn't take Harold seriously at first. He ran in '79 and lost miserably. And people were like, oh, that's just Harold. We only got 34% of the vote in the primary election. You would think that Harold had won by a landslide. We barely squeaked through. And if the rules had been the rules that they are now, he would have had to run off with Jane Byrne, and she would have beaten him.
Now,
Harold couldn't have won under these rules.
Right. Now, one of the things that happened with Harold, I was working for Independence Bank at that time, and I know right, that's right. And you had even Seaway, so Jacoby Dickens and Mr. Al Boutte and Sir Willow McSween and all of the millionaires and the cats with the money, they got in it and started backing the brother. How a brother intelligent you and have the wherewithal, and you know, it's all about who you surround yourself with. So you got all of these other things. How do you get the money? How do you get black people, even the ones who's listening right now? If I said over Facebook Live, how many of you all are willing to send some money, to give some money to Doc? I'm just saying, just as a, an example, we don't put up.
Right.
We don't want to promote and sponsor our own revolution, our own salvation. So how do you, Doc, what would you do to get black folks to, first of all, get your name out there more and more, but get the money? How do you get the money?
People have to decide to get the money. It's like a crack addict. They have to hit rock bottom. Our community has finally hit rock bottom. Maybe, just maybe, they understand that this is an excellent opportunity for us to get our just due and to control our own destiny. So the only thing that I can do is keep putting the message out there, because most people were asleep last time. Let me tell you what's different about this race. And Reven, this is why I differ with you on that. Here's what's different about this race. This is the first time we've had a race for the mayor of the city of Chicago that didn't have an incumbent or handpicked successor. So all bets are off. This is the race that I've been fighting for. I knocked Rahm off the ballot 2 times to try to get in this position. I knocked Daley off the ballot to try to get in this position. They put him back on illegally. The Supreme Court put Rahm back on. The rest of these folks were somewhere playing tiddlywinks. So I'm not deferring to anybody. And when I come hard. I don't come making excuses. I don't come afraid to go all the way. If you know me, I fight till the death.
Now, are you willing?
And I can't tell you another candidate that does that.
Are you willing, Dorothy Brown, Doc Wall. Who the other black folks?
Oh, you got Troy, the
Troy,
CTU guy,
and you got the young lady,
Mara, Indy, and
all
Lifer.
the black folks willing to come into the room, and they could make a decision to say, I'm not in, I'm going to do my thing. But can we get all of the black candidates, show up or step out?
Yeah, I'm with that 1,000%, but the goal has to be clear. The goal is not to eliminate candidates or ask people not to run. Here's what it takes. The white community is going to have a huge voter turnout because each of those candidates appeals to a different constituency. Mm-hmm. And they're going to all go out there and they're going to drag their constituency to the polling place. That's what get out the vote works. We need to do the same thing. We need to quit talking about, let's see how many black people we can eliminate, because now you sour their base. Leave it alone. That's not the way to deal with this. The way to deal with this is have everyone participate, everyone run, and bring their base to the table. And as I said, we may end up with 2 black candidates in the runoff. Ricky Hendon, when I said that, said, Doc, you know our people like I know our people. But if I had said, we can end up with 2 white people in the race, people would have said, you're right.
Who you say, Ricky Hendon? That guy still around?
Huh?
I said, you said Ricky Hendon. Is that guy, he's still around? He one of them cats. He one of them cats. Every time I hear his name, I hope he's listening too. I don't know you, Ricky. I don't know if you wear a wire, none of that. I just be hearing different things. That's all I'm just saying. I've been hearing so many different things about so many different people, man, that some people can't be trusted. But I mean, in terms of credibility wise, most of these cats, they walk away from power. Now, just like you said, some people want to come back to the city. You've been in the White House. You've been on a national scene. Now you want to affect local politics, but you didn't give nothing to the local politics while you were in office. Ain't nobody stupid. They made you a celebrity. They selected you before you got elected. Man, I ain't never been caught up in that foolishness with Obama. Y'all have, not me. I already knew. I mean, so what? My brother went to Ivy League. He finished law school. Like you went to law school. He's smart. He's intelligent. He can hold a great conversation. But y'all got tricked. And you're going to get tricked again if you don't wake your butt up.
I'm trying to figure out.
Remember, people turned on me because during the first election, when Dorothy and I were running against J.D., I was in the race. And they got Dorothy to get in at the last minute to split the vote because I had Daley against the rope. See, that's what people forget, Reason. I had Daley beaten. I was killing him. And they flipped the machine so that if you punched for me, it registered for him. And then they acknowledged it.
Damn, how they do that?
Oh, yeah, please. It's well documented. Lance Goff wrote me a letter saying we can't go back and change it, but if people complain, the judges will let them vote again. What sense does that make? Here's the bottom line. They
sound like the American way.
To cheat me. That's right. They've done everything in the world to cheat me, and they're mad because I won't go away. They just can't frustrate me. They tried to nickname me perennial candidate. No, I'm battle tested. I'm ready to show you all that I don't quit. I don't know how to quit. I came up the hard way in the streets of Chicago. I came up one of 7 children. We were so hungry our stomach was rubbing our back. You see cereal with a fork and pass the milk to the next person. So this ain't nothing for me. Fighting for my people, fighting to make a difference in the lives of these young children who people have abandoned. That's what I do.
And Doc, and the way you sound right now,
campaign.
Hey Doc, the way you sounding right now, I'm telling you, this is war. That's how you got to come across. No nice guy is going to win. You got to be that. I almost wanted to say, but you got to be that candidate. And you got to be that candidate because honestly, people, I read the post, not that I even give any of those people any credence, but I do know what has been said. And that is, are people going to take Brother Doc Wall serious? But you just said something that's very, very important. That is, we're not asking white people to get out of the race. Only black people do that because black people You know, they got an agenda, and then we got all these other people calling meetings. And one of you listening, you got some of their numbers. Tell those people to shut up because they don't represent us. Nobody puts you all in charge. It's a mess in the black community because of many of you all. Look at our people suffering right now, and you all districts and wards and etc. look like Cambodian, man. Be quiet.
Here's the thing. During the Tribune debate and the other debates, see, most people weren't paying attention because it was presumed Rahm is going to win, no sense in even watching. But that's how I came at them, and that's what the media said. He's hitting them too hard. He's too mean. He's too aggressive. Really said, what you so angry about? I'm angry because my people are dying in the streets. So, no, this has always been my attitude, but people have not been paying attention. People have been sleeping on the process because we get in this same mindset that we have now. Oh, it's too many of us. It's two blacks in the race. It was two whites in the race. It's two blacks in the race. We can't win. We might as well vote for the Mexican. Give me a break.
Let's see what to do. Well, Doc, I'm so glad you called in, boy. You was listening, boy. That telephone, the red line rung. You know, you presidential, brother. The red line
in the back room.
In the back room. Ding, ding. Well, ding. We stopped what we was doing. Damn, we got Doc Walls on the line. Hey, Doc, love you, brother.
Love you too, brother.
And nothing but respect for you. And I'm telling you, your tone right now is the tone that you got to have. And I'm telling you, you got to call all those white newspapers and tell them, look, we know it's a conspiracy and you play games. You don't put all the black faces on there. I mean, you can't even have a conversation where if they run it, damn it, they run it. It ain't for you to make the choice, white writers. But anyway, thank you, Doc.
Thank you all, man.
Peace and love.
I'm listening to the rest of it.
All right, man. The Doc Walls called in, man. Hey, Bill Daly. I know Tony and them ain't calling. They scared of me. I mean, they know me. We respect each other. But this side of me, they scared.
Well, you know, I say this, man. I think new black leadership with Doc, and Doc certainly brings the other side of the process.
Oh, absolutely.
Some of you say, well, man, I didn't think about that. And that's why I said we got to really dig down with our masterminds and look at what's the trick? What's the underplay for the overplay? That's don't bait and switch. And that's bait them and switch them too. And so we have to be able to deal with this on a different level because technology has changed the game. And I think Trump gonna make black people get together by Friday.
Friday, what's happening?
I don't know, but the way they putting this pain, ain't no middle class, ain't no high class. We damn near classed out. So when Trump keeps strangling us, another thing, get out of white folk business. Let them white folk argue. Let's build this empire. While they watching and arguing with white people, let's mind our business with 1.3 trillion and 680 billion black women, and let's build this dynasty of Black Wall Street. Stay out of white folk business. Trump ain't your business till you get ready. You can't get your garbage taken out on your block.
I'm gonna tell you this. And that's why Intellectual Radio, I'm serious. This station and our brother, Truth Radio and Intellectual Radio, hey bro, you ain't getting it no place else like this nowhere. And if I was you all, I know some of you all tune in to this show, but they got a number of shows that come on, stuff that you ain't gonna hear. I'm sorry, but that so-called voice of the people is not the voice of the people. It's not. Sorry. That's a nice little slogan, but it ain't real because they not keeping it real. But I'm here to tell you that there is alternatives. And right now, the new black leadership has worked diligently trying to bring folks in way before any announcement, way before we put it out there months ago to have this quarterly leadership roundtable, quarterly, to bring all of the leaders, all of the actors, all of the organizers, all of the wannabes, whatever. Let's talk strategy. Let's talk agenda. Let's talk ideas. Let's trade information. Let's just see, can we be on the same page? We've been trying to do that. So all of you Johnny come latelys, stop it. Because we're going to call your butt out soon. I'm just letting you know. I see some of your little foolish. Better be glad Minister Mike is right here, our leader.
Well, Greg, I want to say this too. I want to say this. Let's have some tough. We need to have some tough skin. And we need to have tough skin. If you can't come in this room if you ain't got tough skin. Don't be working with your other side. You don't got to be sensitive. Come on, let's man up. Lock the door. Matter of fact, we need to lock the door for about 48 hours. Can't go home to your wife and your children and your ex-girlfriend. We got to come in the room and lock the door. This requires a 24/24 lockdown. So I'm going to say from Renaissance 2010, that's when this game started, when they started to get ready to name the schools so you can make housing look better. When they closed down Dodge School, Mr. Vallis and those guys in Dodge schools scored high on the test with special ed out. Then took the students back downtown, thought they cheated. They upped the scores and they closed the schools, and then they trained for white teachers to come in. After that, they came back with the Quality of Life Plan, List and MacArthur Foundation, 9 different communities on the 2020 plan. So then they got the Metropolis 2020 plan. That was the next thing for housing through the city of Chicago. And my man, good friend Doc Walls was here when we did it over at the Bob Center on 79th and Exchange back in 2004, and I passed out over 100 copies. Then they came with the 2030 plan with transportation. That was the next. So all you black contractors that was asleep, you just ain't getting contracts because the train had left the station. Wasn't no Olympics coming here because we didn't have capabilities to do highway. Everybody would have been late for the damn meet. Wasn't going to be no damn Olympics here. We got tricked. The other piece is the 2040. So if you ain't looking at these plans that the National Black Agenda and New Black Leadership are studying with our masterminds, and you're talking about running for office, the train has left the station, and how you going to go somewhere where you don't know where you're going. And whether you like white people or not in Chicago, they going where they going. Now, you can fit your culture in and get in, but you can damn show me the train left the station. So the other piece, the 2040, they came to 2040. This was done by a black brother. So we're talking about if you don't have these plans, and you ain't looked at it now. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. The freight. This is the #1 import-export. You remember the flyer with Bobby Hush and Danny Davis then went down protesting. The white developer put $24 million back on tail wave license and bonding for black contractors. Everybody cut a deal and 5 people got contract. This is the flyover plan that we gave out, Doc, back in 2004 when we met at the Bob Benz Center with Roland and all of us. Then if you ain't got that plan, excuse me, just give me a second, family. Get your pen out. So then they came back with the 2046 plan for Chicago. 2046. So the train had left the station, and y'all all talking about y'all don't know. It's a black agenda, damn it. You better show up and come on down here with new black leaders sitting in this thinking do tank. That's what you knew, and the Black Leadership Institute. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the Burham plan. The Obama library was already coming. All the green stuff you see in the city is in the Burham plan with all the highway, all up and down the 41 Lakeshore Drive, everybody drive. The Burham plan. Everything went green. If you ain't green, you won't be seen. So this ain't no new shit. I mean, excuse me, talk radio. I'm sorry. But when you get through talking, if you ain't got these pieces here where they doing Renaissance business plans, I'm just trying to help you. Auburn growing 2030, 2040. If you don't have these plans, if you ain't got the other plan, 1, 2, 3 on how to build houses in the community, yeah, I got the plans and I blew the trumpet and everybody was asleep. This ain't bragging, it's just fact. So when you get through talking, you can't do retail. These white folks stuff that y'all ain't got. The train left the station. You can be black, act black, but the city is gone where it's going, and you are John Baptiste DeSable, and you Negroes ain't got on the train. So sit down, shut up, be quiet, and get ready to go.
Oh, my God. Do y'all see this stack of research and data that Brother Reven, this man is not a joke. And this is serious, but many of you all don't read. You don't study. They are so misinformed, but yet you call yourself leaders. No, really, leader is a trick term now. I'm beginning to understand.
It's an underplay for the overplay.
It's an underplay for the overplay for the underplay. It's all of that, and that's why we say new black leadership. But let me just read something to you. And the reason we say that, and it's really so important that you said that, the new black leadership. But just check out, for some of you all don't really know the mission statement. The New Black Leadership Coalition is a community-based coalition. The mission of the New Black Leadership is to create a viable working coalition between a new untapped group of community leaders within the Black community. Our mission is to serve the cause of empowerment of the Black community throughout Chicagoland and abroad. We will serve as advocates for our community in all areas of vital importance to the development of community and family. We will seek to transmit, communicate, and educate the community in the requirements of self-determination and self-development. Dig this. Lastly, core values. We believe that sound spiritual and cultural morality serves as the basis of integrity and character. We believe the core values of our African Asiatic ancestors. You didn't know that's who you are, just in case.
You got a little black in you.
But you don't know. You don't know who you are. Anyway.
Bruce Lee didn't
right.
martial art.
Right. Our ancestors must be the measurement and standard of values within the Black community. We further believe that all, not a few, all leadership must be held accountable to these values and principles. We espouse the natural and divine responsibility of Black men and women within a traditional family structure. We further believe that we must resist the weakening of these rights by the dominant society that don't believe, this ain't on there, but don't believe in God. And don't believe in creation. And look, now you heard what I just said. Those plans and agendas have to be coupled with that kind of individual that have character and integrity and believes in accountability. And we have folks running rampant. There's no accountability. And that's why they scared to come into the room, because they know
you're going to have to be accountable.
You're going to have to be accountable. And at some point, you're a fool to think you're going to keep getting away with misleading and misdirecting Black people, and our people continue to suffer while you get a check and you get some crumb. Man, your butt, oh my God. Well, anyway, moving right along.
Gotta be a disclaimer. Gotta be a disclaimer. This the things that are coming out of my mouth is no reflection of this show.
Yeah, it does not reflect, but it is intellectual radio, and you should be studied. It ain't called dumb radio, dumbed down radio. It's intellectual, and that's why I like this intellectual and then truth radio. See, truth radio, intellectual radio. Yes, see, without that, that's the real voice that the people need. We don't need no other voices, because those voices are compromising. It is the truth. We don't need no more compromising so-called leaders.
And we don't need no more damn studies.
Oh, we got every study, man. Damn, you got it packed in here. This man got a wealth of information.
And I got hard copy, because it still ain't. Don't let them people tell you you're going to find it on the internet. Try Googling and say unfound. I got raw hard copy. I don't care. We're going to go back to the bug and carrots, because we keep acting like we, I call them Facebook revolutionary. Let's get on the ground door by door. And I forgot to mention my good friend that set the infrastructure, the National Block Club University, Brother Cyron. Door by door, block by block, 1,600 block clubs connected to Africa is on. We calling all leadership, everybody. Nobody's expendable. We need all hands on deck so we can get in the room and fight. We don't all agree in the Black leadership. We had a meeting last week, but when the end comes, we go to one common goal, and it's the children. We have suffered our children. We've been disrespected. Ain't fighting against the devil. The devil ain't got that juice. God then took his hand off the children because we too disobedient and they eating our young. And as long as you keep on not being humble, coming to the table, the babies will quit dying. The devil don't have that kind of power. God's are pleased. And so the way you get black folk attention is suffer unto the children so you can get your damn attention. So until we start behaving and being humble, it's going to be 1 month, 2 months, 0 in the womb. We ain't going to get here.
Hey, folks, we at war. And I'm telling you, this is very serious. You might see us laugh, but what you see coming, what you hear rather, coming out of our mouth, and that we are aware of is not a joke. It's really, really, really serious. But we've been blessed by the Creator to have balance, yet we standing on some tall shoulders. And we know there's many, many individuals out there, too many, that really don't care about moving the needle, man. They really don't care about changing this whole system of corruption. It's been corrupt. It's corrupt. It's corrupt from top to bottom. It's corrupt. And we wouldn't be having these discussions if it was fair. It's been wicked.
The game is cold.
It's been wicked. And really, you can find it in the books that you don't read. I mean, for real. And I mean, we urge all the pastors to come through.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, man, we again, this is a 911 call for nothing but strong men, strong women. Everybody, nobody's expendable.
Give this 911 call right here.
Oh. United Black Leadership Quarterly
Roundtable.
Roundtable.
I mean, okay. A 911 call, it needs to be.
What's the date there? Sunday, October 27th. The next, that the United Black Leadership Quarterly Roundtable will be on Saturday, October 27th. What's our location? It's to be announced where we're going to be at.
But the next one, this is very important for you all. I know you're not going to make no comments, and you know you don't even want me to know that you're listening. I get it. I don't need your credibility. Trust me. But I'm going to tell you something after I, give you this information. Public announcement. The next United Black Leadership Quarterly Roundtable is Saturday, October the 27th. Save the date. Save the date. If you feel that you are a leader, activist, organizer, or wanna be, or you feel like you're a voice for the people, you should be in the room. And we'll show nothing but the utmost respect for your views, for whatever you bring to the table, because that ain't the meeting that we are there allowing people to disrespect you. And some of you all that I know I feel a certain way about, I'm not going to be phony. I'm going to show you the utmost respect. We'll just exchange information. So that's October the 27th. Write it down. October on a Saturday. No excuse.
To be announced location.
TBA for the location. You're here, coming here. Make sure you all share this, right? I believe this is the kind of show that you got to share with all of your friends. See, we get enough of that goofy stuff, all day you listening to all of that garbage on television. I mean, just pure poison for the most part. It is. We paying all these people, getting them rich, they ratings up, and what do we benefit? We being entertained because we so mentally drained that we need some stuff like that. It's an addiction, I get it, but I'm telling you, tune in to something more. You need a refresh.
Can I get a refill?
Well, you need a refill, refresh, bad. We got 6 minutes left.
Oh, man.
Brother Reeman, you got another document over there? This man, we got 5 minutes.
You got 5
minutes left. I wish I could read some of the comments. Let me see if I can read some of the comments on Facebook right quick in 5 minutes. I'm gonna look. I want to see.
I want everybody to know, be out on the 27th, because this information is not nothing I've been harboring. I've been preaching and talking about it for a long time. So we're looking for you to bring your part of the agenda to the table, because all hands on deck. It's called Think and Do Tank. We ain't gonna think and don't do nothing. So we hoping you show up, bring your ideas, be a part of this information, because we wanted to go back to the community. It's some of the new Black leadership and National Black. We're harboring it. We want you to convene to get this information, go back to your community, go back to your church, go back to your mosque, go back to your PTA, go back to your neighborhood. We got to get this message out. Truth crushed to the ground will rise again.
And thank you, Brother Reeve. I mean, I really, really, really want to thank you, man, because it takes a lot to put together documents like that. And you can't be tricked. I mean, really, you can't be tricked. People really think we stupid. They really play Black people for stupid, man. And it's so sad, because they have not been checked like they need to be checked. And that's why they keep doing this stupid stuff, man. You and y'all little secret meetings. You don't represent us. You represent yourself. I mean, it's really, and then you sick. And I'm so glad I really studied that word, being narcissistic, Mike. Oh my God, man, that's a sick piece, man. And Mike, it just flowed off Mike's mouth. And I was like, let me go and study. I heard it. I just call them despicable and deplorable. But the sickness that some of you have is really dangerous too. But I want to say this to you in closing this thing. God is real. And the wrath of God is real. And it's going to reach you as you continue to deceive poor people, Black people, in such a troubling hour and time. I mean, don't think that this ain't real. And then one of the things, Reeve, and I was saying this to you in the car, and I mean this. You've heard fiery conversations from Minister Mike, from other guests, from Reeve, Harold, from different people. But I gotta say this to you all. The same God that backs the Honorable Brother Minister Farrakhan backs us. Believe me, I wouldn't dare be on here talking the way I did and do if I didn't believe in a higher power. Mm-hmm. And with all of that being said, we put things out there. We're hoping that we inspire people, that we motivate people, that we encourage people to take charge, take back our lives, take back our community. We don't owe no apology to nobody. Stop sugarcoating what you have to say. Stop watering down what you. Stop scratching where you don't itch. You dig?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, you all been listening to my main man, one of the co-founders, members of the New Black Leadership, extraordinaire guru of the Black Agenda, Brother Reeve. Fellas, man, we appreciate you for showing up in the studio. Thank you, one of the best producers on the planet, Brother Earl Winfrey. This man is the main man. And he let you know when it's time for you to come off the air. You start hearing the music.
Hear your favorite song.
Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Please share this. I want to hear your comments. Don't sugarcoat it. Bring it like you bring it, because this ain't the time for punks and cowards. It's wartime. The word warrior means war. And if God is with you, who could be against you? Your fist and your arms is too short to box with my God. You did. Peace.